I'm Kaylee, and this is my grandma, Joanne, and this is her interview.
I'm Kaylee's great-grandma.
Yeah.
I was born in 1939, and I've lived in Fenville all my life. My father delivered fuel oil. Most homes were heated with fuel oil at the time, and you had to deliver it. And my mother stayed home and answered the phone calls that would come in for that, so she really never worked outside the home. My father died in 1955, and at that time he had a gas station also. But after he died, then she had to go to work. And because of the skills she'd learned by the fuel oil business, she was able to get a job in town at the milling company. When my dad died, I was a junior in high school, and that left my mom with 4 kids at home. He had gone hunting and had a heart attack, and they were way, way, way back in the woods, and they couldn't get out in time to do anything to save him. I had 2 older brothers and 2 younger sisters. One of my brothers was quite a bit older, like he was 11 years older than I was. So he took me to school the very first day I went as a kindergartner. My other brother was always trouble. We liked to fight a lot, but I would say we had a good childhood. When I went to high school, there were no sports for girls. We didn't even have PE. But like at home ec class, we always had contests for baking pies and things like that. I was a cheerleader. I worked on the yearbook staff quite a bit, and I was editor when I graduated. I was also class treasurer, salutatorian of my class. I worked hard, but I took books home every night. I studied hard. In 1957. As I look back over the past 4 years, I remember the fall of 1953 when we entered high school as freshmen. We had 40 members then, and it seemed as though it would take forever to reach the far-off goal of becoming seniors. In our second high school year as sophomore, we had 44 members. This year, we had the great gleeful satisfaction of initiating the Green Freshman. This year brought our goal one step closer. Next year, as juniors, our class consisted of 36 members. This year, many of the earliest expectations of high school were realized. We got class rings, we had our first play, and most wonderful of all, the prom. Also, this year our goal, high school graduation, seemed within reaching distance. When we entered school the following fall, we found it wonderful to be on the top rung of the ladder. We also found out that seniors are kept pretty busy. Our class was pleased to have a student from Germany among its 34 members. Of these 34 members, the interesting fact is 20% have been at Fenville High School since kindergarten, and I was one of them. As for future plans, 10 have decided to further their education at various schools of higher learning. 5 will serve our country in the armed forces. 4 have chosen to take the big step of marriage, and 13 will go off to work at offices and factories in this area. So with the future in view, we now leave our fast-fading memories of our wonderful school days and journey with confidence into the vast unknown. Probably my biggest regret is that I didn't stay in college and finish. I have a granddaughter that's going to graduate from college this year, and I'm very proud of that. And I hope my great-granddaughter will be going to college.
Yeah, kids, I will.
When television first came out, my parents said it would never last, so they wouldn't buy a TV. So across the street, one of my friends had a TV, and we would go over there. Things weren't on 24/7 like they are now. We used to go on Sunday night to watch the Ed Sullivan Show, and Jerry Lewis, who we thought was hilarious, and now I think he was great stupid, had a show, but we never missed that. But we always had to go to our neighbors to get a TV. The 50s were great. I don't know if it's just because I went to school then, but I thought, that was kind of the start of rock and roll. We had dances every Friday night, like after a game we had what we called youth club, and everybody would go to the dances and dance. Little Richard had songs out, Fats Domino. We used to love to do all those dances. So I think the 50s. We always wore our hair in a ponytail with a scarf tied around it and hanging down, or we had flowers around it. We always wore a sweater with a white fake collar and some flowers at the neck.
Like in your book.
I didn't have flowers on, but I had the, at that time the poodle skirt was a big deal. And at that time, pleather became available. What is that? And we would order from this catalog called Lana Lobel. And we ordered, I ordered a white pleather jacket. And after I went to school, my sister took it out of my closet and wore it to school and got ballpoint pen all over it. I was furious. Because I bought all my own clothes. So. Fix hair different ways. Talk about other people. Do homework. Make popcorn. Bake cookies. All innocent things like that.
Don't believe it.
What? Listen, I led an innocent life. Things were much different
I
then.
led an innocent life.
What do you think I did?
You did Watergate.